If I were to start over again, here are the free tools that I would use to become a millionaire. Tools that you don't even need to pay for that have the potential to help you build a really profitable business. Let's talk about it. I'm Pallen, a brand strategist. Welcome to my channel where I promise practical advice to build your brand. Today's title sounds a little bit like clickbait. I know, I get it, but it isn't, I promise you. I'll first set the stage so that you know I'm qualified to give advice on this topic. I have 3 businesses. I own a personal branding agency that has served over 350 clients in over 12 years. I own 4 short-term rental properties in the US and in Mexico, and I work as a content creator, posting primarily on YouTube, Instagram, and others, including my email list. I counted, and I've worked with over 70 brands in 3 years. I love this job. Now, if I were to start all over again, I would definitely leverage free tools to build my business. Of course, there are amazing paid tools out there, and I talk a lot about them on this YouTube channel, but I'm challenging myself to include only free or freemium tools for this video. Now, one caveat. Will you need to upgrade these tools at some point? Potentially, yes. If your business is growing, you probably will have to. That's how these software tools are designed. Companies have expenses too. They're not going to exist if members aren't paying for their service. But for the freemium tools that I've included in this video, I've included them because it means that the free version is great on its own, particularly to get you started. Okay, deal? We've got 18 tools. That's a lot. So to keep us on track, I've categorized them into 3 categories of 6 tools, starting with our first group, the essentials. The first thing that's essential for a growing business, we're going to hit that $1 million mark, it's going to be communication. And from experience, I can recommend getting out of an email inbox as one of the very, very best things you can do. I spend very little time in my email inbox. Don't worry, I have an app for that coming up next. But one of the things that's made a huge difference in my business is consolidating where everyone is communicating and discussing projects. I own a branding agency. We use Slack to centralize our communication, and this has absolutely helped us save time wasted in email inboxes. As I mentioned at the top of this video, you can obviously do more in a paid Slack account, but I think what you can get for free is definitely going to get you started. The most major limitation being a 90-day history. Definitely get out of your email inbox. And for those moments you are stuck in your inbox, I love the AI plugin Ellie. This is free. So here, rather than starting my draft reply to this email, I'll actually add some extra context. And then I'll click write. And wow, there in just a few seconds, it has written an email that sounds exactly like me. I know because I've actually drafted this email before to someone previously asking for an affiliate deal, which I don't do. Ellie has used AI to draft an email that will literally take me less than 10 seconds to write and send versus having to sit here for 5 minutes and write it from scratch. Now for this next one, to switch things up, this is Notion. And you're not looking at a document of mine. I'm still very much building my workflow here in Notion. This is a friend of mine, Becca, from Inside the Square. She's a superstar creator here on YouTube. I'll make sure she's linked to the description below. And I call her the Notion Queen because she's really integrated her digital products in a beautiful way using this wonderful platform. As I reflect on my years in business, I think one of the things I would have done earlier is document. Document your processes, create SOPs, standard operating procedures, so that it's easier for you to onboard and train new talent as you grow. Document your processes in the early days. And you can do it using a tool like Notion, which is absolutely free to get started. They'll give you basic page analytics, 7-day page history, and you can invite up to 10 guests. Moving right along, if you've watched my videos before, you may have heard me talk about Dropmark. This is my favorite place to save anything that I want to clip and save, so references, inspiration for my brand identity, for websites I'm working on. It could be tweets, it could be infographics, even text alone. I can add any of these content types here directly in Dropmark. It's super important that you save all of the things that you want for reference and inspiration in one place, otherwise you will never find them again. Even on Instagram, I'll move things rather than just saving them on Instagram. I'll actually move them over to Dropmark. So again, I have them all in one place, categorized. Best of all, Dropmark is free to get started. Their free plan includes their iPhone, iPad, and Mac apps. With their basic features, you can get links, files, videos, text, and more. The next tool is for meeting and presentations. You really need to impress your client or your customer. And Sessions, an amazing Zoom alternative, has the potential to do it. Let's start a session right away. And obviously this won't be the most exciting place if I'm the only one in the meeting, but have a look at some of these features down here. Obviously a chat, the ability to run polls, Sessions AI Copilot feature. Let's say, for example, I'm doing a branding presentation. I can click generate, and here it's gonna give me ideas on how to actually run my meeting. And here it's gonna give me ideas on the kind of poll that I can actually ask my audience and attendees. I'll click start poll to show you the example, and that will appear for everyone. We've also got question and answer notes, as well as takeaways, which are summarized, and even a transcript. No need to go to a separate tool or platform to do that. One more thing, the ability to add an agenda, that's going to appear on the left-hand side. We can either manually enter our agenda or work from a template, or use the AI Copilot again to come up with a suggested agenda. That is incredible. I'll go ahead and use this agenda so you can see it. Your attendee also sees this on the left-hand side throughout the presentation. And while there are suggested time allotments, it is flexible depending on how it goes. I just love that it gives you this kind of structure to keep your meeting organized. And you might be wondering how much Session costs. Its core features are available for free, and as they say here, they will always be available for free, which might be ideal for individuals and small teams. Next is a tool for a practice that I think is absolutely essential on your quest to becoming a millionaire. You need to track your time. Every time I work on a work project, I have a timer on. Right now, I'm recording this video, so you can see I've been at it for 41 minutes and 44 seconds, at least at the time of recording this. Every second I work, I track, and that way at the end of the week, I can look and see what I spent my time on. That awareness gives me a lot of insight on what it is I don't like doing, or what it is that takes me too much time, in which case I should delegate, as well as highlighting the things I really do enjoy spending time on so that I can do more of it. The only way to improve your business, your workflow, your growth is through awareness of where your time goes, and tracking your time is essential. I love Everhour for this. I pay for this tool, we use it agency-wide, but if you're looking to just get started, they also have a free plan, which is a simple time tracking and reporting tool for freelancers and small teams. I highly recommend it. Okay, our next group of tools are free tools designed to help you build and promote your brand, establish proof of concept quickly with strong visual components. And for this next grouping of tools, I'm working exclusively in Adobe Express Beta, which is without a doubt my favorite platform for creating standout content, quickly amazing templates, a completely redesigned video editor with animation and mixed media all in one project. It is the all-in-one app for fast and easy content creation to make Instagram Reels and TikTok videos, flyers, banners, and more. Today we are using it to build a beautiful visual brand quickly. Let's get started. Thanks Adobe Express for sponsoring this video. The first tool for creating a logo is one of my favorites. It's called the Adobe Express Logo Maker. So here we'll enter our type of business, we'll give it its name, and the slogan is optional if you've got one. We'll click next. Step 2 is to choose from 4 unique styles. For this one, I'm going to choose bold. Next, we'll choose an icon that we think fits the vibe of our brand. You can see from the options that it shows, or you can actually do a search here. And it will begin designing our logo. Here you've got some great options to choose from, some with the icon incorporated, some that are wordmark only. For this quick example, I might go with something simple like this. I can toggle some different color options, and I can adjust the fonts if I want to. And if I liked a previous option, I can undo that effect. When I'm happy, I can click download, or I can click customize more, and this will bring me directly into Adobe Express. I want to note at the time of recording this video, the Adobe Express Logo Maker will bring you into the older version of Adobe Express, but fret not, once Adobe Express is out of beta, they are going to move your prior work here. So you'll have access to everything in one place that's in beta. The second way to design a logo directly here in Adobe Express Beta is to use a template. Under suggested sizes, we'll click logo. That'll give us a blank canvas to start from, but we can select templates here and choose from some really beautiful designs. I love how this one's looking. We can go ahead and start to customize these layers. One of the things I really love in the beta are the font recommendations. Some really great options to choose from. And again, we can select the templates here and look through some really beautiful options that again are designed to get you started. Create this idea of proof of concept. That's the logo taken care of. Once we have a logo, we're going to move on to our colors. For this, I'm going to use Adobe Color, a free tool that you can go to right now, color.adobe.com. Here we can explore color harmony rules. So analogous, monochromatic, triad, complementary, you get the idea. That's going to give us a color palette here that at least we can start with. Or you can use my favorite feature and actually click image, go over here and upload any image. and actually derive a color palette from an image just like this. I love actually how this is looking. You've got a few options here if you want to save this into Adobe Express. You can actually save it right here as a library. I'll click save. Or if you want to do it the more manual way, you can copy the actual hex codes down here, hop back over to Adobe Express under your stuff and then brands, and here I'm creating an example brand for you. I'll select color, choose custom, and paste that hex code in there and click save. And there's our color. You can see as I'm loading in the colors here that it's starting to actually preview how my brand is going to look. Also awesome in Adobe Express Beta, now I can actually upload graphics to my brand. There we go. Let's see if you've got brand photography or if you've got graphic files that you use for your branding. Now those can be hosted under your brand. Awesome. We talked about logos, so we would upload those final files here. We also talked about color. Let's talk next about fonts. If you've already got fonts, you can upload those here. Better yet, if you do not have fonts yet, Adobe Express makes it really easy to search from its integration with Adobe Fonts, which in my opinion is the best font library on the internet. Let's select a combo of header and body font that we like. I'll right click here and make sure that this is selected as the header tag. Then I'm going to combine a font that looks a little bit different so that it will look and live nicely when combined. And I'll make this the body font. Typically, when I'm pairing a heading and a body font, I try to make them different styles. Here you'll see the header is what we would call a slab serif, the blockier bits on the bottom and edges of the font, as well as a sans serif, which sans is French for none. We don't see any serifs on this font, and they are looking awesome. The next component of your brand might be photography. I'm going to go ahead and select a landscape canvas. We've got two options for photography. I want to click media over here and select photos, which is the default. Photography is a really important part of branding, and let's say you don't have any. The best place to begin is look through the Adobe stock royalty-free photo collection, which you get as part of your Adobe Express subscription. Adobe Express has a free plan, which is why I'm talking about it today. But if you have an Adobe Creative Cloud subscription, then you actually get Adobe Express Premium as part of that Creative Cloud subscription. I've found so many great photos here in Adobe stock that I have permission to use. And not just photos, but as you can see here, abstract textures. I really love this. This would be great to put text over on a website. I recommend really spending some time here under photos. Now in Adobe Express Beta, you've also got access to video content, as well as audio, which you could use as part of a video project, which is now super easy in Express. Now, there's one more option when it comes to photos, and actually it's a lot of fun. You'll select here text to image. And this is going to introduce us to the possibility of using Adobe's generative AI tool called Adobe Firefly. Quite literally, we can type text that we want to become an image. Let's try something like minimalist desk setup. Here we'll select our content type. I'm looking in this case for a photo. And for style, I'll leave it on the default here for this use as popular, and we'll click generate. It is so awesome to see Adobe Firefly integrated directly into Adobe Express. This is so awesome, and I think that I'm getting some really good options here. I'll make this a little bit bigger for you to see. I also like that when I enter a prompt, I get multiple options. Again, this would be an awesome option if I wanted to display a portfolio item, or in my case, a website that I've created for someone. Now you can actually create your own, essentially stock photography with text to image. The possibilities are endless, and it's so fun to try out here in Express. Now, the final thing I might want as part of my brand is a profile photo that I can keep consistent across social media platforms. I'll go ahead and select photo. I'll go ahead and select this plus sign, choose the square option. And for my profile photo, I have a few options. I'll select media. I'm actually going to upload an image. Certainly generative AI can't yet create an AI fill. So for my profile photo, I definitely want to work with a professional photo that's been taken of me. But let's say I don't want the background. It's really easy to remove that in Express. I select this button right here, remove background. And just like that, it's gone. I'm going to go ahead and add a shape. Defaults to black, but I'd like to make it dark green. Adjust the order of my layers. Finally, I'll crop this image of me into a circle. And that's looking awesome for a profile photo for my social media channels. When I'm ready, I'll select download up here and leave it as PNG so that it will retain transparency. We just covered a lot of ground in Adobe Express Beta. We made a logo, we decided our colors, we chose typography, we explored stock photography. We even made our own photography using generative AI with text to image from Adobe Firefly. Finally, we created our profile photo. We did all of this in Adobe Express Beta. I am linking to this in the description below so that you can check it out for yourself. Okay, we've got a great visual brand now. Our final group of tools are free plugins for everyone's favorite widely accessible AI tool, ChatGPT. So these are free plugins for ChatGPT. The first one I'll mention is free at the time of recording this video, and it syncs with Slack, which we talked about earlier. It's called Sidekick by Jigso. This is awesome for so many reasons. It acts as my personal AI assistant. As you can see here, it noticed that I didn't reply to a message for 12 hours, so it's just making sure that I'm on top of it. I love these simple reminders. I also love that Sidekick by Jigso gives you access to ChatGPT 4.0 for free. Watch this. I'll write a prompt just like I would if I was logged into ChatGPT 4.0, which I'd have to pay for. Okay, so I sped that up so you can see here a very detailed prompt, which is essential for any ChatGPT entry. Here I'm having ChatGPT assume that they're an expert copywriter who is writing titles for blog posts on the best restaurants in Berlin. So I'll click send on this just like I would in Slack. There I have it, a really awesome result that I get from ChatGPT that I don't even need to go to ChatGPT in a browser for. I can stay directly here in Slack. Note that I recently made another YouTube video that goes into more detail on Sidekick by Jigso, and I'll link to that somewhere on the screen right now so you can go check that out. There's so many other cool things that it can do. The next free tool that I'm banking on using to make us a millionaire is Keywords Everywhere. I absolutely love this plugin, which has an overlay on Google searches to give me more intel on keywords and things that I want to know for SEO. But for this video, I really love that they have created a ChatGPT prompt template. We'll hop into ChatGPT 4.0 so you can see it in action. Once installed, you'll see here this little template overlay right down here. You'll spot it with a little K and the circle around it. That's Keywords Everywhere. Keywords Everywhere is actually going to help you write a prompt template. If you're wondering why my prompt was so detailed a second ago, I used this to write it. First, you'll choose your category: copywriting, marketing, SEO, social media, productivity, or professionals. Let's choose productivity for this example. Next, we'll choose a subcategory. Let's say, for example, we are summarizing data. Next, we'll choose a template: abstractive or extractive, bullet point summary, as well as a few other options. Let's do a bullet point summary, and we want to do it in English. Next, I'm going to input the text that I want summarized, and here it will actually write the prompt for me. When we're ready, we'll click Execute Template. We'll give it a few moments, and this is going to save us time from having to write that from scratch. I'm a big believer in templates, whether it's Keywords Everywhere or any other tool that you want to use. This is how you can use ChatGPT effectively while still saving time. The next tool is called Prompt Perfect. This is also about engineering the perfect prompt. This is a very popular tool, and I recommend it because it's free. To start out, they'll have us choose from beginner, intermediate, advanced. I think for this demo, I'll choose beginner. Learning how to write the right prompt is an art in itself, so I definitely recommend if you are not comfortable yet, then it's a good idea to just get started with some examples. Here we'll write our original prompt. When ready, I'll click send. And here you'll see how we went from my original prompt to what it's calling an optimized prompt. From 17 words to 103 words. This is so much better. And here you can even preview the result from ChatGPT. You're also welcome to paste this over into ChatGPT to get the result and continue iterating. Now, since learning how to write or to use a tool to write the perfect prompt is so important with ChatGPT, I'm giving you one more tool that is specifically designed to help you with prompts. It is called Web ChatGPT, and there's a few reasons it's awesome. You can augment your ChatGPT prompts with relevant web search results, more accurate and up-to-date conversations, as well as a free one-click ChatGPT prompt library with hundreds of high-quality prompts. That's what we're going to look at right now. When this Chrome plugin is enabled, you will see down here, one-click prompts. We'll toggle that on and we'll create a new chat. I'll select ChatGPT 4. And you can see the overlay right here. Really awesome prompt templates that will probably just give you ideas that you hadn't even thought about using ChatGPT for. Top quality content rephraser. Let's say you've got a blog post and you want to also post it on LinkedIn, but you don't want it to be the same word for word. This would be great for that. Or how about this YouTube script generator? This would obviously be very, very useful for me. Write a script about the best personal branding strategies in 2023. We'll select the language, the tone, and the writing style. I'm definitely more conversational. We'll click run this prompt and see what happens. I'll click stop generating just for the purpose of demoing in this video. I love that it actually has written a script for me. There's a few changes I would probably make here, but the point is it's to give you something that you can work with. And this tool is giving me prompt ideas that I hadn't even thought about. Okay, I've got 2 more plugins that I want to tell you about for ChatGPT that are free. This one is called Linked Radar. On our quest to become a millionaire, building a business from scratch, we need to do a good job of staying in touch with our network and our audience. It is so much easier to leverage an existing relationship than it is to forge a new one. And so LinkedIn is a very powerful way to stay on the radar of the people that you already know. But it can be time consuming unless you've got a tool to help you, so I'm loving this free plugin specifically for LinkedIn. Its features are categorized under 2 tabs, its Assistant or its Composer. So its Assistant can help you with things like a custom prompt, summarizing things, similar pages, grammar, explaining things, rewriting, or translating. For this quick example, we're gonna look at the Composer. I am loving this, a viral post generator. What did you do today? Today I booked a lucrative speaking engagement. All about AI. Here I want to give some inspirational advice. Building your brand takes work every single day. And now my favorite feature, cringe level. I can decide if I want it to be low cringe or high cringe. I'm going to leave it, no, for this example, let's go high cringe so that we can laugh. And we'll select write a post. Again, I don't think I would actually post this with all of these emojis, and considering I selected high cringe, I'm not a fan of cringe. Point being, you can play with this tool, and if it helps you write and actually show up on LinkedIn, then that is half the battle. Okay, the final tool is meant to inspire you to continue on your quest to find the right AI tools for your business. So remember, I want you focused on using AI for the repetitive or the administrative tasks that take up a lot of your time every single day. This tool called There's an AI for That has over 6,000 AI tools for over 1,700 tasks, and many of these are free. You can search for something that you're looking for right here in the search bar, but you can also filter here by featured, new, most saved. This might give you ideas on what other people are using AI for. I know that I've come over here and I've gotten lots of ideas on ways that I can use it to build my business. Again, meant to get you started and hopefully inspire you to integrate AI to make your life easier. That way your time is spent where impact is highest. There you go. 18 free tools that I'd use to build my brand and business again from scratch to hit that $1 million mark as quickly as possible. I hope you're excited about even just a few of these that you can try for your own business and brand. Let me know which ones you are most excited about in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going on down there. I respond to those personally. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. That helps other people discover these videos, which we work hard to create for you. And subscribe for more of my videos on branding, positioning, building, and promoting your brand. Next, I'm sharing a few videos I think you'll be interested in. I'm Pallen. Thanks for watching. Those are coming up next.